Happy Thursday, everybody. We are back with another amazing live update for you. We've been gone for about a week because we've been doing some big things here in Las Vegas where I'm tuning in from today. So I am now on West Coast time, which is amazing. And we have been filming a course here in Vegas, a trading course with all of Rob's secret strategies to help you absolutely nail it when these markets start to turn around and even right now in the conditions in between. So it's been an absolutely amazing week, but we are back now with our lives to make sure you stay updated on everything that you need to know. Now, yesterday was a big day because the Fed cut rates by 25 basis points, and everybody's wondering, why then did the market just dump? We don't understand. Market conditions are really strange, and it feels like, no matter what happens, bullish, bearish market keeps dumping. So people are getting frustrated. Today we're going to discuss thesis and theories, okay? And where we could be headed, because we really are in new territories, brand new uncharted waters. And so naturally, there's a lot of uncertainty in the market. People don't know what to expect. They don't know what's coming next. And there are quite a few reasons why that could be so. So today we're going to dig into those theories. And we're also going to have a look at some of the longer term Bitcoin charts to see where we could be headed. Will we get that Santa Claus rally, and what's going to happen in 2026? Okay, long term, we all know very, very bullish this market, right? But what should we be expecting right now, and why is this happening? Why are the markets crashing? So first things first, I just want to pull this chart up here. Just shortly after the Fed made this announcement, this is what happened in the market. So I'm going to read one of the theories just to jump right into it. By the way, let me know where you guys are tuning in from and what you're doing and how you're feeling about these markets, because I know it's been tricky for people to navigate. So just let us know you're out there. But we've been crushing it in our trading group, in the Telegram, the VIP Hive Telegram, which has the link in the description below, guys. You can still take advantage of the $100 bonus for any deposit on BYDFI, and that is how you'll get access to the group. And the group will be most likely paid group pretty soon, so do take advantage of that. Now, first theory on why this happened yesterday after the Fed rate cuts. So I'm just going to read you the abbreviated version, okay? But first of all, Oracle earnings. So Oracle reported its Q2 earnings after the market closed, and the numbers weren't good. They missed the adjusted revenue, and also their CapEx spending estimates went up. The stock market dropped more than 11 to 12% in aftermarket, and also took down U.S. stock futures. The reason everything dumped after Oracle's earnings is the market thinks AI bubble is reaching its peak. Okay, the market is uncertain about AI. They don't know if we're in a bubble, if we're about to burst, what's happening. But I have a sort of different theory on why I don't believe we're at the peak or near the peak for AI, and I'll get into that afterward. The fear spread fast across equities and then into crypto as well. Now, all three factors hit the market at the same time. The rate cut was fully priced in, okay, expectations. Liquidity trades were already front run. Powell did not give a strong easing signal. Oracle earnings triggered fear about AI and tech demand. Profit taking started as soon as uncertainty increased. So the combination created a clean dump, not because the Fed was bearish, but because expectations were too high. Okay, I do agree with some of this. Some of it is a little bit overstated, but yeah, I think that there's other things going on in the background that we'll get into. So, but this is the thing to focus on. The Fed has now cut rates 3 times in 3 meetings. They'll buy $40 billion in T-bills over the next 30 days. T-bill purchases may remain elevated for months. Powell said a rate hike is not anyone's base case. So he said a non-rate hike is not anyone's base case. The Fed expects solid economic growth next year. Job gains were overstated, meaning the labor market is softer than assumed, and a softer labor market gives the Fed more flexibility to ease again if needed. Markets dumped today because expectations were ahead of reality, not because the fundamentals turned bearish. The next year is still going to be much more liquidity friendly than 2025, and the market still hasn't priced that in yet. Now, some of this I do agree with, some of it I don't. But yeah, so this is just sort of like, okay, market expectations versus still that uncertainty in the air. Like, where are we in this cycle? Nobody knows. Everybody's trying to figure it out. Is the 4-year cycle dead? Are we going to see another altcoin season? Are all altcoins going to zero? I mean, there's so many things circulating right now, guys. I want to tune out the noise and focus on the signal. The signal is that we are coming into a liquidity friendly macro environment, right? So like, that's the whole picture there. Now I'm going to play something for you by Tom Lee as to why he believes we're not in a bubble, okay, and that there's a lot of room to run for AI. So let's check this out here. He's on Anthony Pompliani.
The AI is real technology. We know that companies are using it, but people still think that there's too much spending going on. There's this big bubble that's going to pop. The world's going to end. Stock market's going to crash. What do you think?
I mean, if we're measuring bubbles based on like risk reward, we're pretty far from it, because in 1998, September, which is similar to today because the Fed was on pause and then they started cutting again September 98, Cisco, which was the biggest company at the time, was trading at 56 times forward PE. 18 months later, it got to 210 times. Now, Cisco made a commodity router that had many competitors. NVIDIA today is the singular most scarce company in AI. They make a chip that everyone who is building a premier model needs. It's trading at 27 times forward earnings. Costco trades at 50 times forward earnings, and Walmart's 34 times. So NVIDIA is still cheaper than a membership club company.
I like that. NVIDIA is still cheaper than a membership club company. So when we're talking about bubbles, we have to put things into perspective, right? And think about, where were we in the last bubble? What was happening in the dot-com bubble, right? And why is this time different or not different? So, I mean, if you think about Cathie Wood, ARK Invest's Big Ideas report, right? The next 5 years should be like the greatest, most productive years in human history because of the convergence of these 5 powerful technologies, AI and crypto being 2 of them. Okay, so why then, if we're just starting to scratch the surface of AI and what it can do for humanity and for productivity, why then are we already going to be at the peak of that bubble? I just don't see it, right? I don't see that playing out, because AI is going to enable us to do so many more things than just the internet layer alone, right? And also we have the free transfer of value for the first time. And so there's so many different things that are going to cause GDP to rise and I believe to make our civilization boom, right? That's the next 5 years. But let's tune back into what's happening right now. So another hot take by one of my colleagues in the space, LEO Trades, is the 2026 crypto bull market has started. Alts are completing a 1-year bear trend. The Fed is printing money for the first time since 2021. So maybe we just saw the mini bear market, and now we're coming into a stimulus environment and a liquidity friendly environment into 2026. Will we get that Santa Claus rally? Let's see. But last thing I want to have a look at here is that there's some studies that show here, and I haven't done this research myself, but I'm basing it off this bull theory on X, okay, that institutions are accumulating ETH at the fastest pace in history. So what does that actually mean? So basically, it's a very long report. Go and check this out on Bull Theory. It's pretty cool. But over the past 6 months, Ethereum's price action has been mixed, but institutional filings are telling the bigger story. So basically, Bitmine has bought a ton. ETH data accumulation trend is just up, and like, what is happening here? So let's dive into like what the actual picture is telling us. NASDAQ's Q3 filings reveal how institutions positioned around BMNR equity, all right? And who is accumulating? The largest institutional holders, including some of the biggest financial entities in the world, Morgan Stanley, ARK Invest, Fidelity, JP Morgan. These groups generally scale exposure when they see long-term value. For many of them, BMNR functions as a regulated proxy for ETH exposure, especially convenient for treasury and asset management structures. So the logic behind the accumulation. Several long-term factors help explain the steady increase in exposure. Attractive staking yields, Ethereum's dominant role in tokenization, corporate treasury adoption of ETH, and expectations of improved liquidity conditions heading into 2026. So basically, they're looking at this like this is absolutely in an amazing time to accumulate this asset that we believe is going to appreciate at a rapid rate in the near future. Okay, so So basically, just to sum this up, this indicates a coordinated long-term accumulation trend that is not yet reflected in day-to-day price movements. Institutional filings often lead market repricing, and the positioning here suggests preparation for conditions many expect to unfold around 2026. So is the rotation happening? That's the question. And on that note, I'm going to bring up Rob. Rob, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing?
Oh, well, we've got 2 guests on today's stream. We've got Rob and Purdy, the lucky Dalmatian. She's so cute.
Yeah, she wants to sit in my lap today for the show.
I love it. I love it. She's very attached to Rob. When Rob was gone here filming at the course, she was just waiting for him, patiently for 4 days by the door. Dogs are amazing.
Yeah, my wife sent me pictures. She was sitting by the door waiting for me. Then whenever she opened the door, let her out where my car is normally parked, she would go there and roll around where my car is parked and sit and howl.
Yeah, she's our spirit animal here on the Hive channel. So yeah, shout out to you, Purdy. Maybe you're going to be our good luck charm.
You're a good puppy, huh? She's a good
um,
puppy.
yeah. So what is your take on what's happening, Rob? About around the rotation, around the market conditions right now?
I mean, right now, like I was looking today, and I even posted it in group. I was like, it's a little bit mixed today, but I was looking at the Russell 2000. It was actually up on the day whenever I looked at it. I'm not sure where it's at right this moment. And then when I was looking at the S&P, it was down a little bit. It was red on the day. And I was reading what you posted on people selling Bitcoin and buying Ethereum. And that there is just telling me there could be some kind of rotation going on right now. I don't remember the exact rules that hedge funds have to play on rotation plays and stuff like that and how they do it. But when you think about it, if they're going to be rotating, they're going to be wanting to buy whenever everything's red as well too. So this is probably like, however they do it and stuff like that. It's probably making the markets kind of stay a little bit red while it gives them time to get in. So hedge funds and big money do have different rules to play by. So if you start researching about what hedge funds, they don't have the same rules that retails have. They have to have so much money. They have to have everything always allocated the right, correct way and position sizing. So they have to have so much cash on hand. They have to have so much in assets and keep those allocated the correct way compared to for the rules that their company or the state or the country has for them. So it's just they do things a little bit differently. So it confuses us retail people whenever they do make their moves.
Right. And that right there just tells me that, the cycle is different in that way, and that the institutions are involved now. So we're playing by different rules than when it was just retail, right? And just a few whales playing around. Like, this is a different league completely. And so I think it's really interesting that you research those rules on Fidelity, and that we sort of like understand the rules to this new game that we're playing, right? The new environment that we're in. So it's really interesting. And this massive accumulation that's happening for ETH is not being reflected in the day-to-day price. And that throws people off. But that's why patience is so important here.
Well, yeah, when you start researching about how some of these hedge funds can buy things, it's a lot different than how retail buys, and it's just I can't go into on this show right here, but I've done quite a bit of research onto it, and sometimes when they buy it doesn't really affect price, and I've actually done research to where they buy somehow when they buy it actually dips the price. Maybe it's liquidity. Maybe they're putting limit buys or something like that, where it makes liquidity down lower, and they just wait for their orders to get filled because market makers want to fill them up. So there is some different research into that area.
Well, right. And also they're buying, a lot of them are getting exposure through treasury companies like BMNR. So it's not direct buys on the market, and BMNR and those bigger companies, they do over the counter buys, right? So a lot of times, so that's not reflected in the price. So what that could suggest is that all of a sudden there could be like a price shock, right? A supply shock when retail comes in, when other people start to buy it off the open market. But that doesn't happen overnight.
Yes, correct. Yeah, that was the other point I was going to be getting into as well too. And you just said it already. So there's that there as well. So it's just it's different rules, different games, and they have a different style of doing it. And it's not the retail style; it's the hedge fund style. And again, if they're coming to the market with a lot more money than what retail has, it's going to be played by their rules, in my opinion.
Right. So that is setting the tone for now. If you were frustrated after the rate cut yesterday, if you were expecting crypto to just go sky high to the moon and like bull market back on, that is not these kind of market conditions yet. We are getting there potentially, but it's slower. It's slower when the big institutions need time to accumulate. So what do you say we have a look at some of the charts?
Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and look at Bitcoin and why I'm still bullish. If you guys watched yesterday's show, I didn't give any gem pick bangers because when I was just looking at everything, like everything looked really bullish, but at the same time, I was like, I'm not getting really the strong signals I was looking for. And I'm glad I didn't say everything was just extremely ready to go. We had to wait because everything kind of rolled over last night.
Right. Right. And that's important too. So that's part of the group, is keeping you informed on when are good conditions to trade and when is a good time to sit out and wait, right? You don't always need to be in a trade. In fact, like, a lot of the times it's better to be on the sidelines and wait for the conditions to be right.
Yep. All right. So I'm just looking at Bitcoin 1 week as of right now. And the weekly chart is screaming bullish to me on like the, I would say on a swing basis idea here. And what I'm gonna get a little bit more detail in here. We are still sitting at a potential higher low right here with a higher high. And that's sitting there. So you have this low as of right here. Let me go ahead. and a higher low as of right now. So market structure wise on the price action is still on a weekly time frame technically bullish. So there's nothing like that's very much changed on that area, but we're still beneath the weekly SMA 50. So that is our bearish idea there as well too. Now, something that I'm going to want to point out here is this, the RSI, which I think is a big deal right now because the RSI level that we basically kissed at is at the 35 level. And I marked this vertical line right here. And that last time we got down, the RSI got this low was when Bitcoin hit $15,000, just $16,000. So RSI has not been at this level for the last 4 years, really. So wow. I think that's a very big deal as of right now.
Yeah, like we're at the lowest level in RSI, extremely low sentiment, right? It fluctuating between extreme fear and fear, and yet people are calling this the top. So some things are just not adding up in that equation to me.
Yeah, same here. Like it's hard to sit there and say top whenever we're already at these levels that, hey, this is whenever you should have been. Like if we were at these levels, if you would sit there and look and you knew the history of the future was going to happen, and Bitcoin was down over here, and you had these levels here on Bitcoin with RSI, you'll be sitting there saying, oh, it's a good time to buy if you knew this future right here. But right now, we don't know what the future is right now, and it's at those levels. But we do have the facts in front of us. And then you could take and look at the Stosh RSI. We have the potential bullish cross. We're not confirmed yet because we're not over 20, but we got the potential here, and it's pointing up. So there's another thing that we're looking for to get our bullish momentum on our Stosh RSI. So there's another indication that, hey, we typically don't get our tops in this area. Now, if it comes up and this comes all the way up here and we make a lower high, then we can sit there and say, all right, maybe the top is in. But hey, we need to wait till that stochastic RSI gets all the way back up to here to the 80 level, and we'll see what the price action is at that time. Then we can start sitting there making our assumptions by then. But at this time right now, I don't want to sit there and say we can't say what's going to happen. We got to see what the price action, how it follows the Stoch RSI once we get up there, because it will happen at some point.
Right. And so the question is, will we get enough momentum to make it back above that 50-week SMA, or, will we not? And will we have to continue into like the bearish trend and be a little bit bearish for a while longer? That's the real question, is how much momentum will come back into the market. But when you look at what kind of environment we're coming into, there's a potential for quite a bit of momentum to come in.
Yes, 100%. We got the liquidity coming back in. We got lots of other bullish factors. The only other thing we have to watch out, like what we can be watching too, whenever we get up to the SMA 50, we get up to 100K or so, get a little bit above it, we get in that zone, we'll be paying attention to the RSI at this trend line again to see if we can break this trend line and get out of the bearish divergence phases that we're in. But if we get rejected from this trend line, then it's bearish divergence, and that's going to be a key signal as well too that we'll be looking at whenever we do get to pump up to this level here and close above it. So those are the confirmations that we're looking for. And then the last one that I'm looking at is my Lux Algo oscillator down here, which is making me a third buy signal. We have this green dot right here and a green dot underneath here. So every time we get one of those green dots, we technically have those are buy signals, and we technically have a low in, and we go make a new higher high. So that's gonna be another signal that we got as well too, that, hey, it's saying that we're bullish right now, that this is the time to be buying, not to be selling.
Right. So actually, we did go over Lux Algo in the trading course that we filmed here in Vegas. It's a really great indicator, and it makes things really clean and easy to read on the charts. So we will be teaching you how to use that Lux Algo. But for now, on the stream, we're just going to give you the juice, which is right now we're getting a buy signal on that indicator. So yeah, that's really interesting. And guys, I just want to remind you, for all of you who are just now tuning in, we had quite a few signups yesterday. The link for our VIP Hive Telegram trading group is in the description below, and we still have it open for free, limited time. All you have to do is verify with the bot and sign up for BYDFI. And in doing so, for any deposit, you'll get a $100 bonus. So even if it's $5-10, you'll get a $100 bonus to start trading. And it is a no-brainer. I mean, this group is amazing. We've already got 500 plus members, and we had some incredible results, which we'll go over later in the stream, even from just yesterday. Okay. So yeah, stay tuned for that, but do sign up. Do not hesitate, because I don't know how much longer we're going to keep this open, especially with the course coming out. So, take advantage, you guys.
Yeah, definitely take advantage. Get in the group because we nailed some shorts yesterday, which we'll go over after we're going over the Bitcoin chart. Even though I was bullish yesterday, once I got the signal, I opened up a short and we nailed 2 shorts in group in the last 24 hours.
Boom. While everybody else was upset about market conditions, we were making money in the group, right? So we're going to go over that now in just a few minutes. But we are absolutely loving the vibe, and a lot of people are contributing. The community is amazing. So yeah, we're going to start doing live scalping sessions, which is really where the money is to be made. And they're really enjoyable, guys. So yeah, make sure you're in there before then.
All right, so what we're looking at now, I'm going to jump right back into the 4-hour chart. So this is the chart that we've been kind of watching for quite some time now as well. We've been basically stuck in this ascending triangle for a very long time, and we're basically waiting to get a breakout of it. And yesterday I posted, hey, we're looking to make another higher low, and as long as we make another higher low, we're going to be in the same formation, same pattern. So we did get a pullback into this area right here, and now we're kind of filling up this bearish FEG. I still think we can go down a little bit lower, so I wouldn't just be surprised if we get rejected from the bearish FEG right here, and we come back down and we fill up this order block down that's underneath a little bit lower. So we're not out of the woods, and that would make a nice touch on this trend line here as well too. And that would make us in a nice position to break out to the upside and make a higher high at some point. So we are watching that. Now, say if we don't go reject right here, we hold this, that we get above this area right here. That's the other option as well too, to where this FEG basically will turn into a support with the 4-hour SMA 9. We come back down and then we go up. So there's 2 ideas right here, up or down. You kind of just going to go with whatever the market kind of gives you at that time and play the price action. But right now we're filling up this FEG, and the idea is we're going to come back down and fill up this order block before we go higher. If we do, awesome. That's going to give us a good area to sit there and front run breakouts. But if not, we hold this area, we'll look for the signal here, and we'll get to maybe a small front run of the breakout. If not, we have to buy the breakout. We'll be looking for those 2 scenarios in the 4-hour time frame that we've been basically stuck in for about 2 weeks or so, a week and a half, something like that.
Right. Yeah, no, that's great. This is a great reference to have as you're wondering what's happening with Bitcoin. When are we going up? Guys, just patience, patience, patience. I know it's hard, but like this is a really interesting reference to go by. And I think that deeper retrace to that trend line is about 88,300 for those of you who can't see it on the screen. Right? Or what is it?
Yeah, anywhere from like the order block is 87.5 to about 89.3. So that's the one nice thing about order blocks. It's not just one level, which I think makes people they sit there and say, well, this one price level just did not hold at $85,000. Order blocks, whenever I have the Lux algo indicator that draws it for me, but you can also draw them manually. I could probably teach that later on in group as well too. So, but I like the order blocks. I like things being fast and easy for me. It's not an expensive indicator to help save time, in my opinion. One trade pays for it or less.
Yeah. And it helps so much. I can't wait for you guys to see that section of the course where we go over Lux Algo and the order blocks and FEGs and all the different stuff that it marks out for us.
Yes, but I mean, like right there, that order block there, it gives you a good 2% zone. So it's not like, oh, one price level was make or break it. No, it gives you a nice zone of this area here, which includes like the wick and everything on an order block. And it just gives you a good position. And these order blocks give you volume as well too. Like honestly, like look at the volume of this order block and it never got filled. If we go down to this order block right here, I wouldn't actually take entry on it until we close the candles up above it, because a long wick down to this one here with how much volume is in here wouldn't be surprising me. And that would be a nice liquidity grab, a nice long wick, and then it comes right back up. That wouldn't be surprising with the volume that's showing me. Now that I'm kind of looking at it a little bit deeper as we're looking at Bitcoin 4 hours. So a long wick kissing that would be a very good signal. Then it closes right back up near this trend line.
Oh, that's some pretty good alpha. So potentially a long wick into the between $84,000 and $85,000 level, or right around there, could be in the cards. May want to place some buy orders. I'm just saying, I'm trying to accumulate Bitcoin for long term as well as trading. So yeah, that's some pretty good alpha right there.
Yeah, I might play like at the very bottom of that. Sometimes what I like to do, I like to set limit buys there. So I'll put a limit buy like right in the middle and put like 2 more like right towards the bottom, then just have my stops losses underneath it and see what happens. Like I've done that plenty of times by limit buys and made some pretty decent money. You at least get a bounce or something like that to be able to put your stop losses at break even or in some sort of profit. And then if it takes off, you're already in a great position. And why it breaks out up here, everybody's chasing position. You're just like, I'm gonna move my stop losses up and just wait.
Right. That's the best. That's the best conditions to be in. That's the best position, I should say. So yeah.
All right. So that's all I have for Bitcoin right now. Other than that, if I go any more analysis than that is going to be too much in my opinion. So just kind of waiting for those scenarios. We have the outside bullish outlook. So with that, I want to go into the Hive right now and just show some of the wins that we got last night.
Yes.
So this is our right here. Oh, I'll go into our Bitcoin channel real quick. And we've been keeping updated with the liquidity right now. We do have some, last time it was about 151. I got to update this here soon. We do have some liquidity above and beneath as well too. So it's underneath that 90K area where we're kind of focusing on to get that area. So we do have, this is explaining how to use this chart here. This is basically where your short and stop losses are at, where people might get liquidated on leverage. And those areas, typically, when it's yellow, act as magnets. We got one above and beneath last time I checked. So we could be going up a little bit higher than down, or we get all the way down, then we go up. So that's kind of what we're tracking right now in the Bitcoin channel with all the other ideas that I just mentioned.
Right. And those are, being updated around the clock, guys. We're just keeping you on track for what you need to know in order to, have better success in the market.
Yes. So let's go ahead. We're going to go into, let me find it.
Results. There it is.
So I like showing the setups first, just because I like saying that, hey, we showed Lunix C as a short setup. And I got stopped out in profits when I was sleeping. So as soon as I woke up, I just looked at Luna and I knew Luna was going to follow Luna C. And
let's have a look at that because it's really small on the screen there. If you can click.
There we go. So yeah, so whenever I got stopped, so last night I opened up Luna C. I had some pretty good profits, and I said, "Hey, I'm going to bed." And I think I said that, I don't remember, but if I did, that's what I did. I went to bed. And I put my stop losses in profit, and I got stopped out. So when I woke up, I was like, "All right, so Luna C is still kind of bearish. Let's look at Luna." And you can see this lower high right here. We broke the trend line, and we had the SMA 9 and a bearish FVG. So I took entry on this as well too, and I also had an entry set up for a bearish retest, which basically we got here. And for me, a good day trade is 10%. Let's go ahead and look for results. Let's go and go to the bottom here. So on Luna, we had a 10% move with 10x leverage is 100% gains. Boom, 10%, and I'm happy. And there was some more swing trade TPs down lower, but for me, I'm a day trader. I like being in a trade for one day, and I like being out the same day. And with that kind of leverage on it, I'm completely happy. Those are repeatable wins. Those are very 5% for a scalp, 10% for a day trade. Very, very good. 5% for your first take profit on a day trade is your 5% move. And I just kind of keep that. That's just something that can kind of be repeated in any market conditions. As you can see, we're kind of choppy today, a little bit more bearish, but hey, we got a good day trade on here. And also too, we called Luna C at the bottom as well too, and these tokens whenever we were long in it. So we flipped from long, we ran long the rips, short the dips. So
yes,
yeah.
And these are setups being posted daily, guys. There's always a setup, more than likely, right? Like because it's in and out. So we post scalps, day trades, as well as swing trades for those of you who don't want to be in and out in the same day. So there's all different types of styles for any type of trader. But lately in these market conditions, it's been better to just get in and out, right? And you've been able to do this over and over repeatedly. So wash, rinse, repeat. It's amazing. And Rob and his team are very, very talented at picking out these setups based on several conditions, which will be in our course to teach you about the things to look for. All right. So what's up, Cam? Welcome to the show. LT, yes, you need to get in the group. For those of you just tuning in, the link is in the description below for the Hive VIP Telegram group. All you have to do is verify with the bot, sign up to our BYDFI referral link, because that's the thing that supports us to keep us going. The group is free. And then if you deposit any amount, even $5, $10, you'll get a $100 bonus. So it's really juicy, and it won't be available for free for long. So guys, we're loving to vibe with you here on the channel. So thank you for tuning in. Rob, I know you're going to have to go in 5 minutes to grab your kids, but what else are we looking at? Are we paying attention to anything in particular? Maybe we can have a look at ETH.
Actually, right now I'm short on ETH because our trading bot called up short on it. So I've just been trading.
All right.
So I've been trading our trading bot signals as well too, and that's something that's going to be getting up. It's in beta testing right now. We have it in group, but it's in beta testing right now. So I'm trading with small amounts of capital, just see what happens, and then as we get more results from it, I'll be able to sit there and hopefully talk with the devs on the BYDFI trading bot and make it better. Let's go ahead and take a look at ETH.
Because I know, we're talking about the institutional rotation, but that doesn't mean it's going to go up instantly. They are still accumulating. They are accumulating quietly, and that won't be reflected in the price immediately. But what it does tell me is that they are expecting price appreciation in the future, potentially near future, right? So are they done accumulating? That is the question.
Yeah. So actually, ETH right now is kind of making a bullish change of character. We need to close right about here in the 1 hour time frame. And we may come back down and fill up this bullish order block. So it's looking like it's starting to get some strength. Our bot called out a short on it. I actually the short stop loss is at 3,340. I actually got in a little bit close to the stop loss. I didn't take the entry that it said to take because I knew I could get up closer to the stop loss, and that's just my own charting on it. But even if we do get this bullish change of character right here from coming close, there's a potentially might come back down to the 3,140, 3,150 mark. So it's just very low volume right now. So we're more just chopping sideways. So nothing really exciting right now. Maybe we're trying to confirm support over here. Let's look at the 1 day chart and see where we're at. 1 day, we're actually testing the 1 day 9. So that is actually a good thing here. If I was charting myself, I probably wouldn't have taken that short on it. But hey, let's see what the bot does and see if it beats my strategy.
Right. And the 1 day 9 is a very important strategy in Rob's work. So that's also in the course. And the success rate has been really great with that. And it's just been really interesting to follow throughout these market conditions.
Yeah, it gives you a good success rate. It also gives you good risk management as well, too, or when to take a trade and not to take a trade. That's also the other benefit of it. But anyway, looking at it, we are gaining strength. We're above 15 RSI. So let's see if we can retest and claim good market structure right here and start getting into strong bullish momentum. The only other thing, one thing I don't like about it right now is I could print a bearish pattern on it. Like I said, I give the good with the bad. It doesn't really matter to me because I trade both ways. But when I start looking at it like from this direction right here, if I inverse the chart, this is starting to look like a bullish cup if it's inverted with a handle. So that is the one thing I don't like on it as of right now. So you can kind of see the rounded bottom and kind of making a cup formation right here. So that is the one thing I don't like about it. That's only one chart pattern. That's only one idea as of right now. So let's look at let's see what happens as well too. Like if this basically closes underneath the 1 day 9, a good short scenario might play out. And that's where that 1 day 9 is going to help you what idea to pick as well too. Underneath it, bearish. Above it, we're bullish. So we're in a tight area right here. So it's patience.
Yes, patience is key. That's the what we want to leave you with on this stream today, guys. Patience is key, but we are updating with all the setups round the clock in the group. We'll give you some freebies when the conditions are better here on the YouTube, but for now, our group is free. So join the group if you want to get all the setups in real time and also the alpha and the news that you need to know in order to make better decisions and get more informed on the markets, guys. And we're going to crush it. We're going to keep smashing those gains, and soon it'll be easier trading conditions. So on that note, I think we're going to leave you guys today. We'll be back tomorrow for Crypto and Cocktails at 3:30 p.m. Eastern with some more setups, hopefully. Let's see what the market gives us. But that's it for today. And thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.